The airstrip at the United States Navy Air Station in Lemoore, California, is a vast 15,500-foot strip of concrete. To the Navy, it's an ideal place to train F-18 pilots. To Road and Track, it's nirvana, a perfect place to explore the performance potential of 6 of the world's most potent supercars. Last time, we did a standing mile test at Lemoore. This time, a simple 0 to 200 mile per hour shootout. So join us now as we present our cars, all driven by Steve Millen, winningest driver in IMSA history. Sad to say, but our Lamborghini Murcielago failed to hit 200. But it did, however, top out at 190.1 miles per hour at our mandatory 2-mile shutdown point. The 6.2-liter V12 sure sounded great, but we suspect that the car's slightly larger aftermarket wheels and tires played a role with the car's gearing and its aerodynamics. We were delighted to have Mercedes-Benz bring an SLR McLaren to our test, showing that they have loads of confidence in their supercar. But we are dismayed to report that on several of its runs, the car topped out at 199.5 miles per hour, never quite reaching the 200 mile per hour barrier. The carbon-bodied SLR is an everyday supercar, easy to drive, and a tenth quicker than the Hennessy Viper to the quarter-mile post. In typical roof tradition, the RT-12 was driven up to the test, pretty much left alone when the other cars were being prepared, and then driven home by its owner. And at Lemoore, it positively flew. This car launches with an authority you'd never imagine. With a 650 horsepower flat 6 on full boil, the roof hits the quarter mile at an amazing 127.2 miles per hour. 200 miles per hour comes up in 35.5 seconds, barely more than half a minute later. Like the SLR, the finely crafted roof is a car that can be driven day in, day out. Lingenfelter Performance Engineering of Indiana brought one of their customer C6 Corvettes to our test, a twin-turbo model with 880 horsepower. Although a freak oil leak limited it to just one run, this Vet hit 200 in only 26.5 seconds, in 386 feet less than 1 mile. One interesting statistic: apart from the launch, where this Vet struggles for grip, the Lingenfelter Vet is an accelerative match for the almighty Bugatti Veyron. Ah, the Bugatti Veyron, the world's most potent supercar, an all-wheel drive missile powered by a quad-turbo W16 engine with 1,001 metric horsepower. When Millen launches this car, with launch control and top speed mode engaged, it shoots out of the hole like an F-18 catapulted off the deck of a carrier, its traction control system managing the grip oh so precisely at all 4 contact patches. 100 miles per hour comes up in an amazing 6.2 seconds, and at the 1 mile post, the big, beautifully detailed Bugatti has hit 204.4 miles per hour. With grip as its friend, the Bugatti is the quickest car in our group to 200 and the easiest to drive. And now our champion, John Hennessy's Venom 1000 twin-turbo Viper, which hit 220.3 seconds, nearly 3 seconds less than the Bugatti. If the Veyron can be described as absurdly quick, well, the Hennessy must be insanely quick. John Hennessy knows that most drivers can't manage 1,100 rear-wheel drive horsepower at launch, so he staggers the boost to come in progressively, peaking when the Viper hits 140. Still, at launch, there's 800 horsepower on tap, which causes Millen to be extra cautious on his runs. You know, wheel spin at 140 can be a bit unsettling. One of the best ways to comprehend the Hennessy's astronomical power is to study its 100 to 200 time. It does this in 13 seconds, 5 seconds less than the Bugatti, and in nearly a quarter mile less distance. This is John Hennessy's second visit to Lemoore with us, and the second time he's won our test. Plain and simple, his Vipers work. In the end, what had we learned? First, that it takes an incredible amount of power to go 200 miles per hour. Second, that the Bugatti Veyron is all it's cracked up to be, a supercar that has no production rivals. And last, the Hennessy Viper is a brute, a car that just might top 250 miles per hour, given enough space. Kudos to all the folks willing to participate in this test, and a special thanks to the U.S. Navy for making their fantastic Lemoore runway available to Road and Track again. Need to know more? See our September 2007 issue for the full story.